right, Greg bought another Jewel Civic hatch GSR SheepyBuilt kit with a precision 6266. The turbo just came back from rebuild. Car's never been tuned. We're ready for a base pull. See what she does. Tuning this piece of turd. No. All right, first pull on the gate. Boost controller turned off. We made a whopping, where are we at here? Since we made 7 PSI, we made 6 in the car. Air fuels are not quite on point. Got a lean spot here as it comes into boost. But power, we saw 303 to the tire for power and 205 for torque to the tire. We're only going up from here. It's humid. Well, we didn't have any more boost assists, and I just found out boost by gear is not installed in the computer. So we're gonna do that right quick. That pull, we made a little more boost. Finally got the boost controller working. Didn't get it on camera, but we had some wiring problems there. Nobody ever installed boost by gear into the computer, so therefore it won't gonna work. Humidity's still up there. Boost that time around was 8 PSI, which gave us 322 to the tire for power and 216 for torque. Trying to turn her up. right, that pull yielded 368 to the tire for power and 241 for torque, and that was on 10 psi or boost. Air fuel's still rich as hell. Now this turbo's lazy. We got to figure out what's going on. This thing should be spooling before then. It's not really ever seeing full boost. It kind of like creeped that time. If you look at the boost graph. Well guys, like I told you, something was definitely wrong with boost. I have figured it out. Greg took it apart though. There's no clamp on that wastegate there. The downpipe dump tube is holding that up, but there was no fire ring in the gate. No fire ring, so we had boost going past the valve in the gate the whole time. So the power band on this car will change drastically once we resolve that. We ordered the fire ring. It's on the way. It'll be here next week. Then we'll get her back on the dyno. Alright, motor nose pilot crap is back apart. Because eBay. No, because cheap parts, for real though. Velcro head gasket. Couldn't hold up. I don't think he did anything wrong on his install. I haven't seen it yet. Just a shitty gasket. We got motor nubs car going back together with a Cometic head gasket. He might be pissed off. It's the only name brand part on this vehicle. Damn. It's back up and running. We're back on Greg's car. There's a fire ring in the wastegate now. It's back together. Turned the boost controller off and just made 293 on 6 psi. So turn the boost controller on now. We saw 332 horsepower, 225 foot-pounds of torque, and that was on 8 psi. Still running a bit rich. We got to resolve that. Time to turn her up. Alright, that pulled 390 horsepower, 259 foot-pounds of torque. That was on 12 psi. Rich as a motherfucker in VTEC. I'm gonna try to just get this fuel right, and damn, we're still by time instead of RPM. Just get the fuel right and try to get it around 15 psi and we'll be done. think we got somewhere that time. Nice and pow-pows. That pull yielded 16 psi, and that made 467 horsepower to the tires and 304 foot-pounds of torque.
That's right. That's what he said.
Still running rich.
That's right. It's still running rich.
Damn it. It said like 57.
What?
Two-step.
At 57?
Yeah. Just so it sounds good.
Yeah, when you hit it 50, like that?
Well, no, you just put the gas to the floor.
Oh, yeah.
They're going on a test drive.
I do like the little like flyover. Alright, here we go. There we go. Alright, so get up off the ground, please. There we go. Alright. Oh, look how fast you are. I don't know. You might have the advantage.
Ah!
You don't actually need that much maneuverability for this, so I think you're gonna win this.
Your face looked concerning.
How was it? I was worried about
He said slow down when I got.
I was worried about part throttle.
No, no, no,
good.
no hesitation at
Them
all.
big injectors got shitty drivability, but I guess I got a good.
Woo, it's hot. Look, listen to the turbo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still spinning, right?
Yes, sir.
Been a while since I picked up this camera. Some of y'all seen this before. CB7 Accord project. We've been doing a turbo kit that consists of a top mount and a Borg Warner S366 that's keeping power steering, the stock alternator location, as well as AC. Hopefully we'll get this running today, but first I got to get started on this thing over here. Drove this thing. Customer dropped this off. Complaint was the idle. It's just sporadic, which it is. I've went over it. I cannot find any mechanical issues. Everything is put together correctly. So I looked into the ECU and it appears it's just got a base map on it via Chrome. He was told it was tuned on Neptune. We're just going to tune the car, get it running properly. I did drive it down the road and its tip ends all wrong. It's got a couple drivability issues that he didn't mention. I don't know if he drives it like that, but it's not quite right, so we're going to take care of that. Not a big horsepower number car. We just got a stock B20 in here, high compression with an LS transmission bolted to it. So we're going to take care of it, get it running right, and get her out of here. You gotta let me work, man. You gotta let me work. Get out of my way. All right, got a strap loaded. Now I got no tuning hardware on it yet. Still on the original computer it came in on. Got the wideband installed. Let's see what this thing puts out. Doesn't appear my wideband is working. Great. Let me figure this wideband issue out and I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Got the wideband working and it's clear to see why this car was never running correctly to begin with. We got I can't zoom in. If you see that, that's 10 air fuels at idle. No wonder the idle fluctuates and does random things. of 10. We're gonna perform a base pull anyhow. See what she does. He's been driving it like this. Get situated. Just cruising, air fuel's about 11.6, 11.5. He was told this car was tuned. I don't believe so. Nice clean graph. That pull was 147 horsepower, and that's really good power out of that. And 132 foot-pounds of torque. Clean graph. This red dotted line is here from a turbo car I did. That dotted line represents 12-0 air fuels. So we're about mid-11s all the way across the power band, running rich as hell. I'm gonna turn the car off and pull the ECU out and put my equipment in and go to town. We'll be back. All right, we're gonna put some plugs in there. This is what came out. Think it was tuned properly. Nah, I don't think it was ever tuned. Base map. Well, tuning has ceased. Park throttle's leaned out. Wide open throttle does nothing but run lean. I don't know how we ever ran rich earlier. It's just sporadic. So I flowed the injectors, they're fine. I was gonna replace them, but I got to looking into other stuff. This nipple that AEM supplies with the fuel rail, it should really have a hole drilled in it right here. So fuel can go through easily from the banjo fitting into the fuel rail. Right now it has not got a hole. It is forcing its way through the threads and through the fitting and then through the end of the bolt. We're gonna take that fitting out, drill a hole in it, put her back, and of course some retuning is gonna have to take place, but hopefully we're no longer lean at wide open throttle. All right guys, our fuel issue has been resolved. I have done part throttle and some wide open throttle stuff, but I have not recorded a wide open throttle pull. So let's do that now. Much better. Power wise, we saw 152 to the wheel instead of 147. Torque was 130. So air fuels were a little bit too lean that time, but not dangerous. But got some work to do, but we're getting there. Lunchtime. This is what we're receiving from Hurricane Michael. He can suck a dick. All right, that last pull, 155 to the tire for power, 131 for torque. Air fuels were the orange run. We started out rich and they got right towards the end. So when I come back from lunch, I'll pull some fuel out down here, go over part throttle. She's almost done. put me backwards. Car cooled off, and with it running colder, it does not like things. 148 was that pull, 131 for torque, and it went lean on the big end. Damn it! Alright, we are finally getting somewhere with the air fuels. That top one right there is our last one. We want to get near that dotted line. And for power wise, we saw 153 to the tire, 131. This rain outside has gotten way more humid. I'm not going to pay attention to any numbers. I know we touched 155 already. I don't think we'll get there again, but we may. My goal is just to get this thing to run correctly, air fuel wise, and drive right. That was the complaint. It just didn't run correctly. To hell with what kind of power she makes.
Out here tuning in the Hurricane.
Alright, we're done. A whopping 155 to the tire for power, 131 for torque, or 132 on that very last pull. Air fuels are right on the money, following that dotted line. We're done.
Barley got wet. The interior is pretty clean. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a bill. It's a tune.